Flames of Destruction was released on May 4th, 2018. This set would introduce a plethora of generically powerful cards for numerous strategies to take advantage of. Additionally, a new ban list was released on May 21st, 2018. Ancient Fairy Dragon, Astrograph Sorcerer, Masterpiece, the True Draco Slaying King, Phoenixian Cluster Amaryllis, Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom, Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force, and That Grass Looks Greener were now banned from official tournament play. Dynamite Knight, the True Draco Fighter, Gem Knight Master Diamond, and Chain Strike were now limited to 1 copy each. Apocalyphort Towers and Ring of Destruction were now semi-limited to 2 copies. And finally, Atlantean Dragoons, Grand Soil, the Elemental Lord, Ignis Heat, the True Draco Warrior, Mathematician, Neospatian Grand Mole, and Compulsory Evacuation Device were now unlimited to 3 copies. Then finally, Dark Saviors was released on May 24th, 2018. This set contained one of the most powerful Tier 1 archetypes to date, Sky Striker. In this series, both MBT and myself will be traversing the sands of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Each episode will take a deep dive into Yu-Gi-Oh's past formats and unlock new strategies as new sets become available. Strap yourselves in because anything is possible. Welcome to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
Well, here we are. We meme about it a lot on the history of Yu-Gi-Oh, forecasting every new format as the worst in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, but this is the first time we might actually be here. 2018 was far and away the worst time in the game's history to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And it has a lot to do with a lot of the cards you see in front of you. As you just heard in the introduction, in May of 2018, 2 sets released. The first, Flames of Destruction, released in the early part of May and included a ton of new cards, including the Nightmares. Very powerful extra deck cards that would not only give every single deck access to removal at a moment's notice, but also enable some of the most frustrating combos in the game's history. And second, Dark Saviors, a deck that included the Sky Striker cards, one of which, Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, is arguably the most powerful draw spell in the game's history. Though these sets came out a couple of weeks apart, there were no events in between the two. For some reason, the YCS schedule skipped from a late April to a late May event, which happened on the same day as the release of the latter of these sets. As a result, both of these came out of the gate kicking. Sky Striker is one of the most comprehensive control decks in the history of time, and at the time was legal with 3 copies of Engage, 3 copies of Hornet Drone, 3 Kagari, and 3 Shizuku. I'll leave Alex to tell you about that one. I'm going to spend some time talking about Gouki. Now, Gouki had been playable for a long time. Suprex, Twist Cobra, Rescorpio, Octostretch, and some of these others had been dribbling out over previous packs. They were one of the anime archetypes played by Gozuma in the Vrains series, but there was nothing you could really do with these cards. No mechanism by which building a board would be anything close to competitive. That changed with the release of these cards. Isolde, Two Tails of the Noble Knights allowed you to summon a warrior monster from your deck, hear a copy of Octostretch by sending a copy of Phoenix Blade from your deck to the graveyard, which could be cycled to add cards to your hand, and this card, Nightmare Goblin. This card, which can be made with 2 monsters that have different names, if you link summon, can discard a card, then you can normal summon an additional monster over the course of your turn. It turns out this was a stopgap that was preventing pretty much every deck from being able to U-Link. Almost overnight, this went from an unplayable pile to a top 2 deck, one of the most comprehensive combo decks in the game's history. Now, it's important to note that while this deck is insanely powerful, the version you see in front of you is not the strongest that this deck would ever become. One released in the most recent Battles of Legends set, and one released as a Jump promo. Gumblar and Summon Sorceress, respectively. For the time being, this is what was legal, and it was very popular. This list comes from one of the big names from today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Superstars, Hani. He was able to pilot this to a very impressive finish at the first YCS where it was legal, and it's not hard to see why. The gist of the deck works like this. Normal summon Gouki Suprex, then special summon a Gouki Twist Cobra from your hand. This could be theoretically any 2 names. Make Isolde, grab a copy of Gouki Rematch and an additional additional monster from your deck to your hand, then use Isold to summon a copy of Gouki Octostretch. You can add another monster off Isold to discard off of a headbat you search earlier, and then you have about 7 pieces of material with which to start your combo. From that position, you get to a point where you can make Firewall Dragon. This card is unbelievable in this strategy, because every Gouki replaces itself when it goes to the graveyard, you'll always have fodder to special summon, and because you always have the ability to special summon, you can make boards that boggle the mind. Co-linked nightmares out the wazoo, always drawing cards, cycling copies of Divine Sword Phoenix Blade from your graveyard to your hand, so when you activate things like Nightmare Goblin, you can pitch this dead card for something live like a Soul Charge off the top. This ended in a deck that could do almost anything, constrained only by the available things in the extra deck. Frequently, you would U-link your opponent, giving them a copy of Nightmare Corruptor Ibli and preventing any of your monsters from being destroyed by battle, card effect, targeting, losing attack from Nightmare Mermaid, a couple of bounces off of Firewall Dragon, and an Omni Negate off of Trigate Wizard. Though this strategy hasn't even reached its final form, it was so format warping that all that was playable around the same time was Sky Striker, a deck that is functionally 40 control spells, this list, and Trickstar Sky Striker Mech Knight, a deck that aimed to replace every single card it played and could theoretically go over the top by way of the Drolan Lock Loop. The end result was a format in which very little Yu-Gi-Oh! Was actually played. You'll get a sense for it in the games, but this was not a great time to be slinging spells. I'll walk you through the individual cards. We've got 3 copies of Ash Blossom Joyspring, 3 Drolan Lockbird, a Gouki Bear Hug, a Gouki Headbat, 2 Gouki Octostretch, 2 Gouki Rescorpio, 3 Suprex, and 3 Twist Cobra. The important parts of these cards are that Suprex allows you to special summon an additional card when it's normal summoned, and every one when it goes to the graveyard adds a Gouki from your deck to your hand except for itself. These are hard onces, which means you'll only get to cycle through each one once, but by the time you do so, you'll probably be winning. We're playing 1 Nightmare Corruptor Ibli. This could be summoned off of the currently legal Nightmare Mermaid, and then linked off to give to your opponent to prevent them from activating Evenly Matched. Called by the Grave was at 3 during this format. Not much to say outside of that. Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, 2 Rematch, which is functionally Soul Charge, 1 Soul Charge, which is literally Soul Charge, 3 Instant Fusion for a copy of Invoked Raijin, Overdone Burial in case you happen to draw the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. It's also a pretty good card. 1 Rhoda, triple Hornet Drones, triple Engage. While these aren't combo on their own, they're pretty darn close. The Hornet Drones are a warrior, which can get you to an Isold line, and drawing cards off of Engage by way of Kagari is pretty damn strong. Soul Charge, triple Infinite Impermanence in this side. We've got 3 Ghost Spell, 3 Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, 3 Twin Twister, 3 Evenly Matched, and 3 Red Reboot. In the extra, we've got Raijin, Borlo Dragon, Firewall, double Isold, Cerberus, Goblin, Mermaid, double Phoenix, Unicorn, Link Haribo, Kagari, Trigate Wizard, and Underclock Taker. So with that, here's Alex.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most beloved decks of the modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Era is finally here, courtesy of Dark Saviors. Welcome to Sky Striker. Get used to this deck, ladies and gentlemen. Not necessarily, you know, this deck as a whole, but you're going to see a lot of the cards from this deck in a lot of other decks just because of how generic the cards are. So if you're unfamiliar, Sky Striker is essentially a billion different spell cards with 1 key monster and several links, and they get more support over time. Sky Striker Ace Ray is the heart and soul of the deck. As a quick effect, you contribute it, special summon a Sky Striker Ace monster from your extra deck to the extra monster zone, and when this card's in your graveyard, if a face-up Sky Striker Ace Link monster you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card. You can only use each effect once per turn. So what is it exactly that we're trying to do with this deck? Well, all of the individual Sky Striker cards, most of them for that matter, just have the ability to generate tons of advantage by having more than 3 spells in the graveyard. The best card of the entire deck, bar none, is Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. This card is basically modern Pot of Greed at 3. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, add a Sky Striker card from your deck to your hand, except Engage. Then, if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can draw 1 card. Also, this is not once per turn, so if you happen to have multiple copies of this, and or you draw another copy off of one that you activated, then you can activate it again, assuming you still have no monsters in your main monster zone, which is insane. I don't know how they were actually allowed to print this, but hopefully we get to show off why this is so powerful, and I imagine in the coming episodes, we will. What else do we have, though? We have Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones, which, if you control monsters in your main monster zone, special summon a Sky Striker Ace token in defense position, and if you have 3 more spells in your grave, its attack and defense become 1500 instead of being 0. Another key card of the deck, Sky Striker Mecha Widow Anchor, is a quick play that, if you control monsters in your main monster zone, target a face-up effect monster on the field, negate that face-up monster's effects till the end of the turn. Then, if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can take control of that monster until the end phase. So this is an effect negation and a snatch steal, or I guess more like an enemy controller, if you will. But it's also not once per turn. So theoretically, if you chain multiple of these together before you have monsters in your main monster zone, then you can steal multiple things that your opponent actually has. Another crazy card is Multi-Roll. Multi-Roll is not a card that benefits from having 3 spells in the grave, but helps everything else in terms of how much advantage this deck is able to generate. So for instance, the first effect says once per turn, you can target another card you control, send that card to the graveyard. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to your spell card activations for the rest of this turn, which is just absurd that your opponent just can't interact with you. Furthermore, once per turn during the end phase, you can set Sky Striker spells with different names from your graveyard up to the number of Sky Striker spell cards you activated this turn while this card was face up on the field, but banish them when they leave the field. So you basically get extra use out of every single Sky Striker card in your deck, and yes, they get banished, but it doesn't matter when you're able to recur them so easily. We also have Afterburners, which pops a monster, and then if you have 3 or more spells, destroys a spell or trap. And Jamming Waves is the opposite. You target a set spell and trap on the field, destroy it. Then if you have 3 or more spells, you destroy a monster on the field. This deck's also on one Hercules base. Honestly, this card's like not great, but you'd sometimes see it being played as a one of. Like, it's okay, but it's honestly probably not really going to come up. More importantly, though, is the deck's field spell, Sky Striker Airspace Area 0. So similar to Multi-Roll, you can target another card you control, excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can add an excavated Sky Striker card to your hand and shuffle the rest into the deck. Then, if you excavated a Sky Striker card, send the targeted card to the graveyard. If this card in the field zone is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon a Sky Striker Ace monster from your deck. You can only use each effect once per turn. So as you can see, there's just so much value that all the cards in this deck are able to generate, and then pair that with just playing some Ash Blossoms, some Called by the Graves, because this card is legal now to just stop hand traps like Ash Blossom. We have Foolish Burial Goods, which can dump something like Engage, and why you want to do that is we'll get to a little bit later. But you could also dump Metalfoes Fusion, which puts 2 spells in grave, and then after you've already hit your 3 spell threshold, then you can shuffle Metalfoes Fusion back to draw another card. Pot of Desires just let you draw into more cards. Scapegoat is a way to actually let this deck do something else and actually access the extra deck at higher links, just because otherwise you're just going into Kagari and Shizuku, which is all that's out at the time. Terraforming gets the field spell. Upstart Goblin's literally a free spell in the graveyard. And this deck's opting to play Mind Crush. We're at a point in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you know a lot of the cards in your opponent's hand because with the way the meta's shaping up with Sky Striker and Gouki and other decks, everything's just adding cards to hand, and so you can just get their best card at any moment. For the extra deck, let's go ahead and start off with the Sky Striker links. We have Kagari and Shizuku. They can all be linked into one another because they all require a Sky Striker monster that is of a different attribute of the monster itself. So Kagari's a non-fire, Shizuku's a non-water, and so on. So Kagari on special summon targets a Sky Striker spell in grave and adds it to hand, and it gains 100 attack for each spell card in the graveyard. Shizuku is very similar. It makes it so that your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack and defense instead of it gaining, and similar to Kagari, instead of adding from grave, it adds from deck to hand in the end phase, but it has to be a different name from something that's already in the graveyard. So with Kagari, that's why you'd want to dump something like Engage with a Foolish Burial Goods to immediately add it to hand. And Shizuku is a nice defensive option because it lowers the stats of all your opponent's monsters. It gets you a card for next turn. And if you have Ray in the graveyard, it's going to be really difficult for them to kill you because if they get rid of this, you go into Ray, and then if they try to get rid of Ray, Ray can go into another Shizuku or Kagari. It just gets out of hand very quickly. For our scapegoats, or if we take stuff with Widow Anchor, we're playing Nightmare Cerberus and Phoenix. These are just generic removal options for monsters or spells and traps respectively. Some Link Spiders to be able to go into like an Ningirsu play, potentially Space Insulator for similar reasons. And then we have Topologic Trisbania as well as Topologic Bomber Dragon. These are just big ways to blow out back row decks or monster heavy decks respectively, and a way to just get large monsters on the field. Remember, we're trying to keep our main monster zone clear as much as possible so we can resolve a lot of these cards. And so by linking up into a giant thing that can just stick in the extra monster zone, that's pretty ideal. Finally, for the side deck, it's just triple Ogre, triple Sphere Mode. Because of Gouki, we're going to see this card a lot. Double MST, triple Shared Ride. Again, like I said, a lot of cards are being added from deck to hand during this time, so Shared Ride is basically max C during this period. A Shark Cannon, which allows you to basically use as another copy of Called by the Grave, or DD Crow rather, by banishing a monster in the graveyard at quick play speed. But if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you actually get to special summon that monster to your field. It just can't attack, but honestly, that's perfectly fine. And then we have triple Twin Twister as well, just for any back row decks. Sky Striker is an incredibly powerful deck. If the game gets even close to a simplified game state, it gets out of hand really quick, and I can't wait to show that off. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Oh my god, Joseph. A bit of a reprieve before things go to shit again here in History of Yu-Gi-Oh! But I will say it's nice that we're playing, like, new archetypes. Flames of Destruction got released, Dasa got released, and here we are. We're both playing two brand new decks, although yours has been around. It just hasn't been playable exactly.
What do you mean a reprieve before things go to shit? This isn't going to shit for you?
I understand.
So.
I think this is going to be a good game. I think this will be a good game.
I understand that it's going to get worse. Don't get me wrong. But man, I do not want to play this one.
All right. Well, you're not going to want to play the one next. No, is it next week? No, I think next week we might have some fun. The week after that, we'll be miserable again. So yeah. Let's just get into it. Shout out to patron Jerry Beans, man. Thank you for the support. You got the hand up. All right. I rolled a 4 for the number of spells I would like to have in my graveyard.
2 for the number of monsters.
Woo! Oh, so what does your deck even do if you go first? I feel like you want to go second.
What does my deck even... What do you think my deck does during this period?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out after we go ahead and start with... Well, okay. I think I'm going to kick things off with a copy of Foolish Burial Goods.
Yeah, whatever.
We're going to dump Engage to the graveyard.
Oh, boy.
Let's go ahead and... I think I want to fire Desires. We good?
I have to ash this. I have to ash it.
Wow, you're actually playing hand traps. I'm shocked.
Of course. It stops
Let's see the damage. I forgot we have this card now.
Oh, God. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So we get to draw 2. Mm-hmm. Now we're normal Ray.
Yep.
We'll go immediately into Kagari. Try to get back that Engage.
I will attempt an infip here.
The brand new Flames of Destruction Effect Negator. That sucks. I would have been able to engage for 1 million, but sadly, we're not going to be able to. Okay, cool stuff. We'll just link off into Shizuku. I will set 2 cards, and we will just go to the end phase.
Sure.
Yeah, second infip for me?
I don't, no.
Okay, well, unfortunately, Shizuku cannot add something that has the same name in the graveyard, so I can't get engage. But... I think I will go ahead and just grab ourselves. We have 3 spells engraved, so that turns on everything. We'll get a Widow Anchor, and then we will set the Widow Anchor and throw 2.
You'll set the Widow Anchor. Calm down there, buddy.
Oh, wait, this isn't multi-roll. I'm sorry. This is not multi-roll. You're fine. Go ahead. I'll take the Anchor anyway.
I bet you will. Oh, that's a really rough draw, actually.
Well, you're already 2 cards down because of your hand traps, so I feel pretty good about that playing Striker.
Let us go Hornet Drones.
Hey, you're not supposed to be playing these cards.
Yeah. Kagari target Hornet Drones?
That's fine.
Well, how do I want to do this? Hornet Drones.
We knew that was coming.
Instant Fusion.
Okay. I'm game.
We will grab Invoked Raijin.
Sure.
We will go Isold.
Isold is fine.
Effect. Well, that's strange. So we've not yet normaled. What do we want to do here? We will grab Gouki Octo Stretch. I think. Yeah. Anything here?
I think you're good for now.
We'll try for Isold's effect. We are going to send just 1. Oh, wait. Did we add Octo Stretch?
You added Octo Stretch.
Okay, that's the literal one.
Are you going to not add Octo Stretch?
Like, that's the only one we can. We'll add Riscorpio.
I wondered what you were up to, but yeah, okay.
I was so excited. But I think.
So Riscorpio in hand, all good.
The zones here are a little fucky. Let's go Engage.
That gives you 3 spells. That fucking blows, yeah.
We'll grab a multi-roll.
That is a Hornet Drones.
That's what I said. We're going to go Octo Stretch, Isold to the grave for Nightmare Phoenix. We're going to go Phoenix 1, Octo Stretch 2.
Pitching and targeting.
Let us target this one.
I think I will chain it. It's Goat.
Oh!
Now you can see why it was a tough decision.
Well, that's going to make killing you exceptionally difficult.
That was the idea.
Though not impossible.
Not impossible. I would agree. You gonna search for your Octastretch, by the way? There's one card in particular I think you might be wanting to add here. I'm gonna assume rematch, but could already have it.
Well, the problem is I can't special summon Rescorpio because it's the add-off Isold. So I will be grabbing Suprex.
On res, I'll Mind Crush the Suprex.
Okay, here's the rest of the hand.
Jesus, you did already have the rematch, but so I
This
just turned that online for you.
turns the rematch on, which we will now activate. Will we now activate? I think I actually might be able to kill you here. Let me do some math. All right, certainly we are going to banish the Rescorpio and the Isold for the Phoenix Blade.
Yep.
We are going to go rematch. We'll summon the Suprex and the Octastretch.
I also feel like I had to hit Suprex because then you were just going to get an extra normal.
Right.
So, or an extra monster anyway. So it kind of just resulted in the same thing.
We're going to go Nightmare Goblin.
Yeah.
We're going to go Goblin 1, Suprex 2. Suprex is going to grab us Twist Cobra. And Goblin's going to draw us a card. It's a damn fine draw. We can really go nuts here, buddy. Wow, we can truly go nuts.
I feel like what? You just have to find a way to bomber? Or is bomber both players?
Bomber's both players' main zones, but the problem for me is that... Yeah, I have a problem with Bomber. We are going to use our extra normal on Twist Cobra. Kagari and Twist off for... we'll do this first, sorry. We're going to activate Phoenix Blade.
Yeah, that's fine.
Banish 2 of these assholes. We'll go Serb here.
Sure.
Let's go Serb effect. Pop one of the tokens. And Twist get me who? Headbat? Yeah. Oh man, this is... How did people put up with this? This is unbelievable. What are my monsters at?
You're all getting drained by 4.
So the Phoenix is at 15.
Now I did Scapegoat.
Figuring if I can really own your dumbass here.
We've done this for a while, Joseph. That's not too difficult to do.
There is a way to do it. That's unbelievable. Rhoda.
Nice draw. Yeah.
Well, I had to be drawing something. We'll grab... I mean, we've used every name, so we'll grab a Twist Cobra.
Except Headbat. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry. He will be making an appearance. We are going to go banish Twist Cobra, Octastretch for Phoenix Blade. Mm-hmm. Let's go Headbat, pitch Twist Cobra. Mm-hmm. These two. Unicorn cycles a card. That's probably better. We'll go Unicorn, target Shizuku here.
Yep.
That's useless. But we should have expected that they would start to be useless at some point.
Only card I still know at this point, you said the Hornet drones you added off Kagari back.
It honestly just boggles the mind that I'm allowed to do what I'm about to do.
Let's see it. I'm excited.
He has arrived.
He's here.
Phoenix Blade.
Yep.
Mermaid effect.
Oh my god, I forgot Mermaid's legal!
Mermaid is very legal.
Yep.
Oh my fucking lord. Tell me one of these has a hard once on it. Okay, it does, thank god. Like, it's already kind of bullshit. We'll trigger it in such a way that I get to resolve it. So it would be Mermaid 1, Firewall 2.
Yeah, it's fine.
Go Mermaid. We'll do like this.
Sure.
We didn't really manage our graveyard to the best of our ability, I think. Let's just do this. These to the grave for Trigate.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you...
Give me that Ibly.
The Ibly. And we'll just go combat and eat the board here.
Now hear me out. You can Firewall to bounce the Ibly back to your hand.
That is true. That is true. Second main here, we are going to go set. Go ahead.
Okay. So Trigate doesn't have the 3 link, which is good. All right. Seems somewhat manageable. Anything standby?
No.
Main 1. Area 0.
That's disastrous. Sure.
Area 0, target Ibly.
That's fine.
We will excavate. Okay, good. We hit something. Oh, we hit 2 things.
That's really bad.
How do we want to do this? Multi-roll. Probably multi-roll. I'm thinking if I want the second Widow Anchor. I think we'll take multi-roll.
Yep.
And then this goes to grave. Try multi-roll.
Yep.
Multi-roll target area 0.
Is fine.
Okay. Area 0 effect.
Yes.
We'll get the girl. We will link for Kagari. Kagari target engage.
Sure.
Try for engage.
Yeah, I mean, I can't respond to it.
As much as I want a second anchor, I actually think I need to go for jamming wave.
Sure.
I'm going to go...
I'll
you got
firewall at res. We are going to target Kagari in grave. Or I'm going to target in my grave the Kagari, the unicorn.
The Kagari and the unicorn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll anchor the firewall.
Do you want him?
I do want him. Thank you for asking. This multi-roll is at 2 also.
Mm-hmm.
This Kagari is 3, 6, 7. So it's 22. Let's just go Kagari over Mermaid.
Sure. Take 12 here.
And then Firewall over Trigate.
Sure.
Second main. I don't really want to give you this Firewall back, but I actually might do it. I think I have to get rid of it. That's fine. We'll go Phoenix.
Sure.
Phoenix, we will pitch this jamming wave. I'll just randomly go after one. Let's go after that one.
Wow.
We missed. That's okay. I think we will just go to end phase, resolve, multi-roll for 2.
Yeah.
So we'll get engage and anchor.
I don't know how I am winning this game. We're going to find out.
That was the way that I was... I figure Firewall's an opportunity for you to just get way too far ahead in this game.
Yeah.
So I think I feel okay in this position.
Normal...
I also don't think you have a Kagari for this token.
Normal Twist Cobra. Wow.
Second is old.
Yeah. I don't know what it's going to do here exactly. We'll go Isold 1, Twist Cobra 2.
You know I have a Widow Anchor lurking, so I can talk out loud.
Yep.
So I could negate this, could take it, which also gets you off of, like, doing a ton, honestly, because it gets a link 2 off of your field, which is pretty significant. It denies you a card. You normaled the Twist Cobra, but you're going to get that search no matter what. This deck typically played 2 rematch, if my memory serves, so you're going to guarantee get 2 guys back if you do have a rematch. I think... You may have had another instant fusion in your hand from when I mind crushed you, but I don't recall.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, okay. At worst, you just, like, make a link 3 or some shit. I don't think I care about this. Go ahead.
All right. We're going to grab Bear Hug.
Okay.
And Suprex. Brrr. Yeah, rematch. 1, 2. Anything here?
I don't think so. You're good.
We will make
I'm just wondering what you have left. You've gone through, like, most of your extra deck.
Phoenix targeting this one.
Well, you got me. It's the anchor. I will take your Phoenix.
And you got it.
This gets banished. Wow. Okay.
I played that one like an ape. I will just go ahead and admit it. I did not play that one particularly well. But sometimes you gotta play like an ape. Oh no, this is the exact same hand. I'm gonna play
You're
it out
playing the wrestling
exact
deck,
same way.
Joseph. You're playing the wrestling deck. You don't think. You act.
Hornet drones.
Okay. Let's try this again.
Instant fusion.
I see. Okay.
And now I sold effect to add.
Ogre.
What the fuck? Called by. Get that shit out of here. Come on now.
Yeah.
What are we adding? I don't know. I really want every one of these cards. We will grab fuck it, Bear Hug.
That seems like the best one to get, honestly.
I sold effect.
Send the Phoenix Blade. You just doing one? I'm gonna try to stop this before it gets bad.
Dog. Come on. Oh boy. Go ahead.
Yeah, good deck. Good deck.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Stand by main.
Yep.
I've got Hornet drones too.
I bet you do. Go for it.
Woo! All right, token. Let's get that out of here. It's not even really that great. It's like I can just like make something. It's cool. Guess we'll go Kagari. I'm actually debating on the effect. I don't even know if I want to use it. Yeah, I guess we will. I'll regret this later. That's fine. Let's go Area 0 on the... Area 0 on this set card that could literally be anything.
I'm going to try ashing this.
Yeah, I'll call by the grave.
Ay. I do not miss this card being at 3.
I know your last card's being Bear Hug, so I'll take the risk. 1, 2. Hey, there we go. Hey, and we got a
That's much better.
Probably what we're gonna take, if I'm being honest with you. I'd like to get Ray in rotation. Yeah, we'll just take Anchor.
Sure.
And then we send this Hornet drones. Oh, who'd have thought?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go battle. Just hit over his old.
This is what, 100?
100 bigger.
Yeah.
Second main, just make Shizuku.
Mm-hmm.
I will set 1, attempt to go to end phase.
Yeah.
And Shizuku effect.
Yeah.
Get engaged.
Not exactly sure what I can do here.
Over to you.
That is not gonna do it. Sometimes you don't see any Goukis. We will grab Phoenix.
What do you mean? You have Bear Hug.
I have. That's the only one I have. Yeah, you got it.
Oh my god. Not even gonna play it out. I still have to take a few turns to kill you.
Oh, do you? Oh, do you? You can test my normal every single turn from here on out.
Yeah.
Man.
You want to try the game 3? I think
Yeah,
you might have
yeah,
some
yeah.
more luck. Yeah. I think you'll, game 3, Joseph. You'll get the wombo combo. It's all going to be fine. We're going to really show off what this deck can do, right?
We'll, oh, of course. Thank you, deck. Now that it doesn't matter, Rhoda.
Okay.
We'll grab Suprex.
Good start.
Normal Suprex, activate the effect. Twist Cobra.
That's the combo. Yep.
Yeah, it is. Where was it? Let's go. Whoop, whoop. 1, 2, 3.
Go for it.
We're gonna add Scorpio, Headbat, Bear Hug.
Okay.
Isold.
Resolves.
Headbat.
Now we're doing combos.
Yeah, we are. Let's grab Gobu. Octo Stretch and Headbat. Bada bing. Bada boom. We'll pitch the guy we can't use for Nightmare Goblin.
Now you have an extra normal summon, courtesy of the Goblin.
That is correct. I don't really have too much I want to do from this position.
You've got the combo again next turn.
Yeah, we'll go rematch.
I figured you already had it. Yep.
And now we just have to decide what we want to do with our life. I think it's going to be this, right? Yeah. Cerberus. Let's go Bear Hug.
You added Bear Hug off his old.
No, I added Rescorpio off his old.
Oh, Rescorpio. Are you sure?
We'll grab Octo Stretch. If I'm cheating, I'm sure chat will tell me. Normal... I'm like one guy off of what I really want to do, so I'll just do this. Normal Suprex.
Mm-hmm.
Overdone. Pitch Twist
Wow,
Cobra.
we're on this.
Yeah,
okay.
we're on bad cards here today. We're going to go Divine Sword Phoenix Blade.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4 for the boy. I believe we have already activated all of those. We're going to go Nightmare Mermaid.
Triggers Firewall and Mermaid.
Yep, and we will do them both. Ooh.
Well, you have to link this off first.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot that this card's, like, insane. Oh, shit, how do we want to do this?
You're pretty close to extra linking me.
I know, I'm deciding if I want to, if it's, like, worth my time.
I mean, I am playing a link deck, so...
I know that, but would I know that? Okay, so we're going to link these two off for Phoenix.
And I get Ibly.
So we're going to go Firewall 1, Firewall 2, Ibly 3.
Sure. Triple co-link on Firewall.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And then we're going to summon out one of the guys that we did.
Yep.
One of the ones we add is going to be Octo Stretch, by the way. Whoopsie. I forgot. Rather than, let's say, Bear Hug. We're gonna set one. Summon unicorn here.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna banish these two beforehand.
Or Phoenix Blade.
Yeah, we're gonna go Firewall 1, Unicorn 2, targeting the back row. We'll summon out Headbat.
You get your draw.
Ooh. Holy shit! I can't believe I drew that. That's so funny. It's very funny. Okay, Serb and Headbat.
Trigate.
For Phoenix.
Or Phoenix works too. Yeah.
Trigate is funnier. I'm not gonna lie. Trigate is funnier. We'll do Trigate.
Shouldn't have opened my big mouth.
I was like, I can't do Trigate. I don't have enough. No, I totally do. We'll go Firewall here. And then we will make Link Karibo. There it is. The extra Link. Then I'll activate
finally
Soul
done
Charge.
it. Oh my god. That was the draw?
That was the draw.
Holy shit.
And we're going to go 1...
I'm glad we're getting to show this off. I'm glad. This is like the full extra Link. This is crazy.
There it is. I mean, the deck can do it. I don't know why I couldn't. But yeah, good luck to you, I guess I would say.
So help me out here. So everything that isn't co-linked is losing 1,000 attack and defense.
Yeah.
I cannot destroy anything by card effects, nor can I destroy anything by battle.
Right.
You can negate any of my cards at any time because Trigate Wizard is co-linked.
That's correct.
Also, your Link Karibo could theoretically block an attack, but I don't think you're going to.
But then I would break the U-Link, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you could. It'd make for a more interesting game. All right, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. How the fuck am I going to beat this? Can I still target your things?
Yes, Nightmare Goblin
I can still
is the one that
target.
can
Yeah,
prevent
Goblin's the targeting one. Okay. All right, we might have options. I will not rule this out yet.
I got greedy. I want to draw 3 cards. Like, I could have prevented targeting by leaving Goblin in that center zone, but I really want to draw 3 cards.
I'm going to start with multi-roll.
Well, that's fucking annoying. What if I just banish the multi-roll? Yeah, I really could.
This puts you in an awkward spot
It really
because
does.
if I resolve multi-roll, then you can't interact with anything. Plus, it gets Ibly off the field.
You are okay to activate multi-roll.
Okay, can I use the effect of multi-roll?
I will try.
Targeting Ibly. Okay, this gets banished. That's fine.
It actually just gets negated, I think. Oh no, it does get banished. Yeah.
It negates and banish. Trigate Wizard's a good card.
This card's
Trigate Wizard is a good card. So that was step 1. Firewall you already activated, so that's not live anymore. Okay,
That's correct.
So Foolish Burial Goods.
Yeah.
We will dump Metal Foes Fusion.
Hell yes, brother.
Metal Foes Fusion effect.
Yup.
There's cards that do it. That's not one of them.
The last card in hand is Droll and Lockbird.
Oh my god. I mean, to be fair, I can't use any of my cards anyway because I have the fucking Ibly on my field.
You can go to battle.
Okay, another question.
Yeah.
When 2 0 attack point monsters attack one another, do they die or no? I always forget the answer to this question. I feel like they do not die is the answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, but your stuff's not drained though.
No, it's not.
Okay, never mind. It's mermaid. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll hit. I guess I'll attack the Karibo for less damage.
You take 6 here.
I just take 3.
Because the Trigate doubles.
Oh, Trigate doubles damage. Yeah, that's right. So it's 3 more. I forgot that first effect actually is relevant. Okay. Second main, we'll go engage.
You are under Droll.
I am under Droll. We will not engage. We will cry. All right, go ahead.
Standby main. Trigate.
I'll chain it. Scapegoat.
Oh, okay. I'm drawing 2 more. Let's go. Oh my god, it's 3 more! Mermaid's a nightmare! Not that it matters, I can't play any of this shit. Alright, wow. Wow.
Yep.
22, 25, 2000.
Okay, yeah. It only doubles battle
It has
damage
to hit a
involving
monster,
monsters. Yeah. I wanted to double check. I'm like, I'm dead here otherwise.
All right, go ahead.
Man, don't set things. Why
Sorry,
you have to
dog.
do that? Oh, of course. Of course, that's the draw. All right, engage.
Ash Blossom.
Fuck. Okay, I think it's still doable. Now we execute the plan.
The plan.
Widow Anchor, target, any target. You know what? Target Link Karibo. because I can.
I
Oh, no,
guess
oh, yeah, I can. It's only when a monster declares an attack. I'm going to go after Link Karibo.
I guess I have to Trigate here.
Widow Anchor, target, Trigate.
Yeah.
Okay, give me them both. Bomber.
Yo! That's crazy.
I know you have imperm, so that's why this is never going to work. Normal.
I do not have imperm.
Holy shit, bomber effect?
You got to special a guy.
Oh, it's special?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, you got it. That was a
Wait,
waste
you
of time.
could
I
just
forgot.
special Kagari!
Oh, okay, whatever. It's fine.
It's okay.
fine.
You
I was
were-
wasting time
you were
anyway.
fucked.
I was so screwed anyway. Yeah, it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Man.
Okay.
I mean, that's the deck.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to show it off. Like, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah. It really is frustrating that those games really felt like they were. So what happened was, game 1 I drew 1 name and game 2 I drew 0 names. And
Excellent.
This deck is really, really unbeatable if it can find like Suprex plus name every single hand, which it has a pretty easy time doing. But in scenarios where it doesn't find those, you're playing like a really dogshit version of the combo where you're trying to like Hornet drones into Isold, into have one in hand already. It's just like, it's rough. And
Yeah.
it's
Headbat works
interruptible.
too if you have a third Gouki that's like a bad one sometimes. It's not great,
Yeah.
but
No, there's a lot of hands. It is more hands than don't
Yeah.
do it. But what you
course.
saw in those games is there are hands that don't do it. And
Yeah.
we just drew 2 of them twice, and that's what happens. This deck's crazy. Obviously, it puts up an end board. While right now that end board is technically beatable, especially post board when you can play stuff like the ball, if you would like, is not bad. Usually Soul Charge isn't a fixture of those end combos, so the monsters can theoretically be destroyed by either battle or card effects, depending on which nightmare you want to end on co-linked. It is just the 1 negate. Usually they have to use the Firewall to retain monsters in hand. Though, truth be told, against different decks, you would go for different things. If you were playing against Geist, for instance, it's not like you linking them is going to do anything, really.
right.
So but it is a very comprehensive deck. It's a very powerful deck. It's one of the first decks that makes aggressive use of Firewall in a way that clearly telegraphs the card is not long for this earth. Importantly, it has a lot of room to grow. As we move into Battles of Legend, Relentless Revenge, the existence of Gumblar, and the release of Summon Sorceress, smooth out hands like the one you saw, where like you have a bunch of your hand is clogged with like hand traps that don't do anything. You can like give your opponent a Drolan lock and then summon like something from deck, like your own fucking like you can the math on hand trap switches. You can give them like a Ghost Bell and summon a Gouki from deck. But for now, the deck is a slightly less consistent variant of the deck it will become, but still incredibly powerful, overwhelming the metagame at the moment, and really only facing competition from Sky Striker and that Trickstar deck.
Earlier episodes of History of Yu-Gi-Oh! Didn't do a great job exemplifying Firewall's power. This video is pretty much like almost the apex of how good Firewall is. It really took a deck, of this type of caliber that can just constantly recycle its resources and just essentially replace every single card with another to make use of the fact that Firewalls has this non-once per turn effect that should be, of course. But then on the receiving end, there's my deck, right? Sky Striker. This is one of the first versions of the deck, just post Dark Saviors, and it's great. You conceded pretty early game 1, and I don't blame you for doing so. I think for the content, people may have wanted to see it play out just to see why you conceded so early.
I was out of gas.
Yep. But even if you weren't, the thing is, once Sky Striker gets into a simplified game state in any regard, it becomes nearly unstoppable just because the value that the individual Sky Striker cards produce compared to any other archetype, it just has no chance. So, like, people make the joke of, like, 4 more years of Sky Striker because it continued to win YCSs, probably well beyond when it should have. That's for good reason, because all of the individual cards are fucking crazy. We didn't really get to show them off a ton, but the fact that multi-roll lets you both in a single card make it that your opponent cannot respond to your spell effects and then give you back all the spells that you already use, even though they get banished. Who gives a shit? You have an effect negation and a snatch steal in a quick play spell. You have 3 copies of Pot of Greed, effectively, once you get 3 spells in the grave. You have monster removal and spell and trap removal, which also respectively have monster removal and spell and trap removal. And that's it. And your main monster of the deck is sticky, because anytime any of these die, you just get to replace it. The deck is just absurd, and it's going to continue to evolve. We're going to see these Sky Striker cards in a multitude of different decks moving forward. We're going to see it actually in the next few episodes here, as a matter of fact, as well. But even so, until the Sky Striker cards really start to get hit, they're so generic that a lot of decks are going to take advantage of the fact that Engage is basically legal Pot of Greed by competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Standards go in 2018.
There's a lot to talk about in Sky Striker, which we'll have an opportunity to. But for the moment, a lack of a Hayate means that it's slightly less consistent than it will be. But the power of this thing is at a level that it will never reach again. This deck is incredible. The cards within it are unbelievable. I mean, as evidenced by the fact that I'm playing them, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Just because this is like sort of upstart Goblin, it's worth consideration. It's great. And it's crazy that these two existed at the same time. Like, thinking historically that decks of this strength both got released within a month of each other.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout out the patrons for all of their continued support. So shoutouts to Shadow1317, Tim00x3, MBT Play Madolce, Moto, Cameron L. Smith, Pony Stark, The Synchro Guy, Dan the Man Hoban, Draconic, Little Fade Leaf, Jordan Coons, Dylan Hunter, Dalton, Cody Bretz, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Flannel Daddy, Twinkle Muncher, Matthew Brady. I've tried reading cards before. It was horrible, and my guinea pigs had to get me therapy. Helios515, Cheeks McLapperty, Stolfin Amethyst, Wonder Waffle, MBT Cancel Bio Community soon, Cancel Bio Committee soon, Cancel by All Players soon, Uncle Brian of Stardust, Nicholas Carpenter, Corvain, Peyton McGrath, and Candyman. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.